The topics of my revised essays are derived from the review assignment and the consumer analysis assignment. I will be writing a debate on advertising and children and an analytical essay on gender violence. I have chosen sources from the media, literature, and interviews for supporting my essays. These topics may in some way appeal to you, as you may at some point dealt with a similar situation where the following questions arise. What do you do when you feel like the world is caving in on you? What do you do when you feel like all you've ever worked for, aimed for, thought about doesn't really matter? A person with these thoughts and questions might be prey to one of the topics on which I intend to focus. The topics of focus are aspects of our society which by concepts are connected. In a broader sense, they bear roots within the realms of social issues of victimization. They commonly share an intrinsic nature in terms of threat of harm and exploitation in the relationships these concepts establish between individuals. My first revised essay came out of the concepts of consumerism and the thought that children are also consumers. Like an invasive species, advertising invades our homes. It can influence the children in our homes. It can cause parents to spend on pestering, and overindulgence can cause damage to their children's health. The power of advertising, its effects on children is my concern, and should be the concern of all. Children are our future and we should care what happens to them. Making kids better people prepares us all for a better future and society. My intention is to establish arguments for a debate on the topic. I have used the following questions to create the structure of my essay. For the introduction, I have asked the following question. How are children affected by their environment? What is the main environment influencing kids? In the second paragraph, I will state the positive positions on the topic, which answers the question, what are some of the good impacts of advertising? What good concepts should advertising promote? Can Disney's contribution as a major source of advertising be positive? The third point will state the negative position and observations on the topic. This section will be supported by an interview where Dr. Sargent answers the question, what ethical implications arise from advertising to children? I will establish as supportive reason and evidence the risks that can occur as consequence of overindulgence. In conclusion, I will state the affirmative contentions. The second essay will be an analytical investigation on the issue of gender violence with specific focus on the topic, a highlight of gender violence in the family and wider society. Gender violence, in particular domestic violence or spousal abuse, can promote hostility among those involved. My aim is to investigate and highlight the root causes of gender violence, how gender violence is portrayed in the media, and how these conflicts can be solved. The topic of gender violence is based on the content of Tyler Perry's Diary of a Mad Black Woman and For Color Girls. The content of Tyler Perry Productions, like many other documentaries and media reports, reality shows like Dr. Phil and Mari offer insight in the situation of spousal abuse. I have used the following questions to construct my essay. What is gender violence? How is domestic violence evident in Tyler Perry's For Colored Girls? Does the media allude to some of the causes? Does domestic violence have a historic basis? What are some of the causes highlighted by other sources? Does domestic violence affect the general public? And in my conclusion, I will discuss the importance of conflict resolution. Gender violence can be classified as a conflict. A conflict in many situations can result in incompatible goals, attitudes, emotions, and behaviors. Small conflicts can inspire positive change, which is healthy. However, for the most part, conflict causes irreparable harm to an individual, a family, or the moral fiber of society. The consequences of conflict can be far-reaching. A victim may feel trapped or alone and that they have lost control of their life. It is for this reason that the issues are worthy of our attention. Together we can make a better society by healthy interaction and communication. We can start by using the advice of Tony Robbins, which states, "To effectively communicate, we must realize that we are different in the ways we perceive the world, and use this understanding to guide our communication with others."